Postal Corporation. I am delighted this afternoon to officially hand over the dividend check of 17.3 million shillings, being part of the 206 million that PCK made before tax to the National Treasury. This is indeed a historical moment, as it is the first time since its inception in 1999. Rights as enshrined in the 1948 United Nations Charter. Currently, postal products and services are available through a network of 623 outlets countrywide. Ladies and gentlemen, in this fast changing digital world, to remain relevant, we at Posters are currently fast-tracking the change from analog to digital systems that will leverage the use of ICTs to drive business. To the back office. Ladies and gentlemen, our products and services will greatly benefit from the automated system, which will be repackaged in an electronic form and launched. To this end, plans are also underway to usher registered mail into a new electronic and safer model. Our products include introduction of electronic boxes in residential areas to enhance safer, quicker, and efficient delivery of parcels to the doorsteps of our clients. During the year 2012-2013 financial year, postal revenue grew to 3.5 billion from an average annual position of 3.2 billion. The increase on revenue was attributed to re-energized staff, implementation of performance management systems, adoption of best business practices, and benchmarking with the successful players in the industry, both locally and globally. As I conclude, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the Corporation of Kenya again to thank you for the support as we aim to be among the leading global providers of postal and related services, and to live to our motto of touching lives for the better. Thank you, and God bless you.
Reading the speech, since the chairman of the board has said most of the critical strategic things that need to be said. I want Honorable CS to the National Treasury, my colleague Henry Rotich, colleagues from the National Treasury, the chairman of the board, the Postmaster General, members of the board of the Postal Corporation of Kenya, the staff, and colleagues from the Ministry of ICT. I think this is the beginning of the delivery of the promises that the Jubilee government made, that we will be serious, truthful, and focused in the way we manage public institutions. For the first time ever, the Postal Corporation is handing over a check to the National Treasury. We are bringing a dividend to the National Treasury. This is truly historic. All I can promise the people of Kenya and colleagues, both in government and out there, is that we are determined to continue managing the Postal Corporation of Kenya in the efficient and serious manner that we have undertaken to do according to the strategic plan that Postal Corporation has. I want to very sincerely thank the staff of Postal Corporation, led by the Postmaster General, for an excellent job done in the last 1 year. I want to thank the board for staying focused on the strategic plan and doing what we have agreed to do. I want to thank the Treasury. We consult a lot with the Treasury on matters related to the management of institutions in our respective ministries. And my colleague and his team at the Treasury have been very supportive, both in the reforms that we are carrying out at the Postal Corporation of Kenya and the reforms we are carrying out in many other agencies and our ministry. I promise on behalf of my colleagues that we will stay focused and we will continue to manage the institutions that have been entrusted to us very responsibly, and to ensure, as His Excellency the President has outlined, that we deliver services, but we also deliver profits. The story of Postal Corporation of Kenya begins a new narrative in the management of public institutions in our country, that parastatals do not have to be a story of losses. They can also be a story of dividends, such as we are demonstrating here. Because for Postal Corporation of Kenya, this is historic. We are going to implement a huge raft of reforms at the Postal Corporation of Kenya, including, of course, being responsive to the dynamics of the market right now. You have noticed that we have already introduced a very integrated service provision framework at the Postal Corporation, and we are working side by side with colleagues at the Ministry of Devolution and Planning to operate the Huduma centers at the Postal Corporation outlets across the country. we are going to continue this integration process as we go along and hope that Postal Corporation doesn't have to be a story of losses. It's going to be a story of profits as we go along. It's going to be a strong institution going into the future, and we will continue to carry out the reforms that we have underlined in the strategic plan that we have. So I want to thank all of you, and once again thank the chairman of the board and the Postmaster General, particularly, and the staff for the excellent work that they have done this past year, and promise that by the grace of God, we will bring a bigger check next year. And we will continue to increase the sizes of the checks that we bring here from year to year, because this is a new era of better management, of much more focused, transparent, business-minded, service-driven way of providing services to our people. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
This one already in the account.
Yeah, you've already taken everything.
Looks really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So just come to the this side.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Kwanza.
What is the rest of the board? The board
Board members, please.
Ama itaonekana.
Valid for 6 months only.
Valid for 6 months.
Only.
But all the money is ready.
You must.
The money is ready in the
The
account.
money is
So
ready in your account. Yeah, this is good.
good.
We'll bring a bigger check next year. And a much bigger check. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah. Good. PCK, to hear the first time to declare dividends since 1999. That's a long time, and I want to assure you that we have not forgotten you. I want really to thank you very much for that very good performance over the last 1 year, as already mentioned by the CS ICT, that this really seems to mark a turnaround in the way the management of the institution has been undertaken, and we look forward for consolidating the gains that you have done over the recent past, and hopefully to receive the bigger check, as you say.
Absolutely.
So I hope next year we'll see 3 times that or 4. So really, mine is to say that PCK has come a long way. If you people remember those days of the Kenya Post Office, which was the giant big company before the split between PCK, the CCK, and now also Safaricom. To see what used to happen, we used not to receive such dividends. But looking at the profitability of the sector itself, what we receive from Safaricom, which is also part of the ICT, CCK, I think I picked another check the other day, about 6 billion. And now I'm glad to see PCK joining the other institutions to declare dividends. So I really want to thank you for that, and the way the sector, which has been the leading contributor to our dividends as the treasury. This is where the growth is, and we believe that with further reforms, we should be reaping more benefits. So really, I don't have much to say apart from just thank again the management for the good work. And as you know, in this budget, we had budgeted to receive dividends and also investment income from state corporation. We believe that they are well managed, as indicated by the CS, and also the parastatal reform initiatives that is ongoing. We believe that these companies should also run like private sector, and that way we should be able to get more resources to finance our budget. So we look forward for other companies also to work hard to make sure that we achieve the targets that we have set in this year's budget, which is about 9.6 billion in terms of dividends that we expect to receive in this financial year. So with those few remarks, again, thank you very much for coming. Yes, we'll take a few questions. As you know, there are other two institutions waiting to give me money. So, so I'll just anything focused on PCK before questions. Happy? Thank you. Oh, okay.
Actually, we are using 270 million to automate all PCK outlets, because if you know now, as you speak, PCK, we are more analog. But in the next few months, by early next year, all our things.
Okay, good. I think the reforms I meant is we have already embarked on parastatal reform program. The intent of this reform is basically to rationalize, consolidate some parastatals, which and better coordination of the jobs that they do. So that process has begun. We're just on the tail end on coming up with a legal framework that will facilitate the consolidation of parastatals. And also, of course, they are also investing to keep up with changing trends with others that may come up. But the whole idea is to bring them down and make sure that there are no duplications of mandates. Good. Thank you very much.
I promise next year another big check. But please, when it comes to giving, give us also a little more. So that we can do more work in the process and carry on. Thank you so much.
No, okay. James, hey, how you doing? So, see you, how are you? You okay? Yes, sir.
Chairman of the board,
Directors, the CEO and management. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Before this, in this room, Mr. Chairman, is the board of make payment of the loan which they took during the restructuring of uchumi when in their financial crisis. But now uchumi is up and running, so we will appreciate to receive. I welcome the chairman of uchumi supermarket to make our opening remark. Yes. Thank you.
Secretary and all the board directors, members of the press. Today is a very important day for uchumi and Kenyans, because today we are here to make the last payment of the check of the loan that we were given by the government in 2006. The loan was for 407 million. We were under receivership and the government of Kenya supported us at that time. Today we are here to make the final payment. And we are here to thank the government and the people of Kenya for the support they gave us in that time. We are here to thank the people of Kenya because they made it possible for us to get back on our feet, re-establish ourselves, and make a profit and to grow the business. We've paid all the loans that were given to us, KCB, PTA. By December 2012, we had paid all the loans. Today we are paying the government. We are thanking the government for the support it has given us and the support it continues to give us. We are about to start our rights issue in the next few months. We would like all our shareholders to consolidate their position with uchumi. At the same time, uchumi from now onwards and in the last few years has been on a growth path. We continue to grow the business, and we appreciate all the support that the government of Kenya and the citizens of Kenya, who are our customers, have given us. Thank you very much. CEO.
I want to thank also my board chairperson and my board of directors who are here. They said this is the mother ministry that took them out of the wood, so they want to come and pay a visit, what you call a courtesy call. And I would request that we have Bath Ragalo right on the other side. We have Mr. Murigo, James Murigo. We have Jack, who is our one of our board directors. And we have Joyce Ogudo. And this is a full board. In fact, we have not left anybody behind. So it's quite a great occasion for our company. I want to say, this is probably, it used to be a tale that was being told. Now it is a truth that is being done. In 2012, the government advanced us a loan of 407 million shillings so as to enable Uchumi go into the securities exchange. And that was done not by none other but the president of the day on 31st of May 2012. After that, I would say that our chairperson has just mentioned, it is not lunch money that we paid our bankers. It was 951 million shillings. And that was cleared by 2012, and we were left with only the government, and we have a check that we are clearing, and that is the final check of 33 million shillings. I'll leave that because that's a paper. I want to tell the truth, which touches the heart of many. Now, on the profit making, the organization has made profit for the last 8 years. It had not made profit for almost 7 years earlier. That tells the government had a foresight for giving the loan or facilitation that it did. Just to make a feel, Kenya has managed to export uchumi to our neighboring country in tandem with the East African Market Protocol. So we are already listed in Rwanda, in Uganda, and Tanzania. And Tanzania was done 2 months ago, and that was the last one. Additional to that, we reopened with the government facilitation only 14 branches in 2006, July 14th, and 1 Ugandan. As we are talking, we had not even gone to Tanzania. We have managed to enter Tanzania, and we have a clarion call in Tanzania to Jenga Uchumi Tanzania. We already have 4 branches, and as we are talking yesterday, I had to drive back from Tanzania, and we have 3 more branches that are coming. Just to tell you, the journey has just started. In Uganda, we have 5 branches. There is another one that is coming up anytime from January. In Kenya, which started with only 14, we have 31 branches. We are not opening branches to please anybody, but to be the effort and what I would call the push behind our economic growth. And I know that is in tandem with our treasury here. So with those 40 branches, then what are we targeting again? We are saying in Kenya we'll have 7 branches by the end of this calendar year. And this is in line with our devolution. Starting from what used to be Western Province, we no longer have provinces any longer, to going to Mount Kenya and going up to the coast region. We are not living in one of the regions not developed. The other one in Uganda, we have 2 that are coming. In Tanzania, we have 5 coming, including areas in Tanzania that had never seen a supermarket before. This is the pride. Now we have workforce of 4,500 Kenyan, Ugandan, and Tanzanians. And we are doing already exchanges so as to make sure what we call the free movement of people is being seen to be so, and the country has become one. Now, when you deal with your taxes and you have the tax regimes being harmonized, we are harmonizing manpower and capital movement. The other one, of course, is what I would call the rights issue, which our chairperson has mentioned. Last year, we had gone for rights issue in October, November. I know that was the time that you are warming up the chair after the new devolution, and it was not easy to make things tied up. However, we are going back into it. Instead of sitting back and waiting for the other rights issue, we managed to have a rejigging of our effort to make sure the company grows, and we have moved into what we call asset financing. I'm proud to say that one of the organizations that has supported Uchumi in asset financing is none other than Cooperative Bank. And we have one of the Cooperative Bank directors who said they want to see where we come from. We come from Treasury substantially. That is Mrs. Rono, a director with Cooperative Bank. That was done, and we are moving on. That is in the region of about 400 million shillings asset financing. Others are following suit and will be able to do that. The other facilitation that we have done is we've gone to KCB, and KCB has given us what we call the bridging loans and facilities so as to be able to pick up what we have when we come to the end of these, beginning of the new rights issue. The rights issue is coming up in next month, that is October, November. We have to say, at this point in time, we want to say thank you so much for giving us that assurance that government shall not give away its share in uchumi. And we got your letter in May, to be precise, 21st of April this year, that is saying we'll take your rights issue of a minimum of 264 million shillings. Again, as a shareholder, now not just government, I want the world to know the government is not leaving its investment in uchumi, as people may not realize what is going on. The next one that I wanted to share with you today is not just all these, but where are we in terms of our suppliers. We have our suppliers that we are going to address with all this asset financing that is coming up, and then once the rights issue comes in, we'll clear it. Additional to that is we have over 3,000 suppliers. All of them are Kenyans. Uchumi does not import anything in Uganda. It does not import anything in Tanzania. Neither does it import anything in Kenya. Instead, we buy from our own. And unlike most of our competitors and others who will probably want to be their own suppliers, and therefore the distribution of wealth is taken care of with what you call operational efficiency. Now, I don't want to go deeper than that, because if I go deeper than that, then I'm going to preempt the things that we'll be able to pick up much later. At this juncture, I will say thank you so much on behalf of the board and on behalf of Uchumi. Asante sana. By the chairman. If I give you, I might give you less. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That is 33 million. That was the final installment. The journey of a mile starts with a step, and that concludes the 407 million shillings plus interest at commercial rate.
I wanted to ask whether
Plus interest.
paid everything.
Paid everything, and the reason we are doing that is government's arms reach even further to be able to deliver services to the Kenyans. Asante tena.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. It's yours. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Hassan, board of directors present. I'm told all of you are there, so I'll say the CEO. Want to welcome you again to the Treasury. This is really very exciting to note that Uchumi has completely turned around, and it's great to receive your final payment, which demonstrates that really the proposal that you gave us several years ago to turn around and recover has beared fruit, and I think it just say that, you know, people who honor their debts definitely means that they have done very well. So I want to really thank the board management for the very good work that they have done over the recent past to struggle and pay and also make profits to keep the business keep on continuing and expanding. You've heard that their presence in the region is very strong, I think, which is very impressive. And we believe that Uchumi, as you know, is a brand, is our own brand. And I think it's a good thing to note that it's making a lot of presence in the region, just like others who are also eyeing our market. We are also going out, so I think that is very heartening to note. I think as the chair and the CEO said, really, there was a lot of skepticism at the beginning whether really uchumi will recover or whether the 400 million that we were giving uchumi was going to the drain. But I think it was really worth doing that decision. And I do remember the CEO at that time, saying a lot to his plans to recover and turn around, but there was a lot of skepticism on whether that was going to work. But we now see it. They have repaid back. That was a full last installment, and Kenyans can see that their money did not go to waste. So really, again, just to thank you again, and I wish you all the best as you continue to grow. As you already indicated, we look forward for the rights issue. We, as I have already committed, we can't run away from the company that is doing well. So we definitely want to continue to be partners, and we believe that government presence will continue to give the necessary signals that the company is doing well. So I think with that, I don't have much, and again to thank you for the excellent work, and keep it up. Thank you. Maybe do you have any questions for John? Okay. Thank you. Let's giving me money. So when I'm receiving money, I don't want to waste a lot of time.
My first question is trying to get so far. Then again, you spoke about your suppliers and you said they're not less than 3,000. But last evening there were fears that as far as the arrangements between you are concerned, and this is because of delayed payment arrears running up to 6 months. So I needed you to...
Thoroughly correct. Additional to that, the privileges of a supplier and a supplied are actually confidential. It's unfortunate someone has gone out talking of things that are not necessarily right. We have those suppliers that we have made arrangements. I also would want you to refer you to our banker who is here. As we are talking 2 days ago, we had 500 million released. So if anybody would want to come in, not coming to Nation or to whoever, let them come and they'll see our CFO. Our CFO is actually here. Then they'll be able to come back to you and tell you a story that is totally different. In terms of what you call the goods and services, we are doing very well. The point that comes in is we have, in fact, I would tell you within a year, we have managed to raise over 1.2 billion shillings, and we are going for another billion shillings in terms of rights issue. If we had challenges, we would go back to our main supporters, and that would be a different story. Thank you very much.
As it stands, you do not owe any supplier any arrears whatsoever.
If you are in business and you do not owe anybody money, then it is a different story. So you must borrow to be able to move. I have debts even in banks, and I'm able to pay them. That is how businesses run.
But perhaps for those who feel these arrears have actually been delayed, what's your word to them?
You can give him my number, 0722 512324. 512324. I don't have a go-between. I talk with my suppliers directly.
I think if really what the story you're saying is true, then they would have asked that they should not pay me this
Exactly.
for a while and stay. But now, if they are paying me back, so why can't they pay the supplier? So I not recall a bit.
Actually, items in supermarket are 50,000 SKUs. So if you don't have one out of 50,000, you still have a long way to go. And I'll tell you, if you go to one of our supermarkets today, you may not find the traditional vegetables, but you'll be able to get it tomorrow. Okay,
Good.
thank you.
How to deal with suppliers is you give them at least the uchumi, they bring in the product.
That is one of the models, but as I mentioned earlier, Uchumi's philosophy and DNA is promotion of entrepreneurs. And the promotion of entrepreneurs is with credit terms and the rest. We don't sell space to our own small enterprises. Immediately you do that, the suppliers. Others have gone to have their in-house brands that compete with our own suppliers in our own country. That is why the sugar industry is having problems. So Uchumi is completely different. Yeah. Yes, please. Now, the issue of the rights issue is dependent on what authority we were given by the shareholders. The shareholders gave us the right to go for 100 million shares. Already our capital base has been expanded. Now, depending on the price that is ruling in the market, that is the determinant of how much. But we know that is the one. However, with the market sentiments, if the price does not tally well by multiplying the two numbers, then we already have mentioned that we have other things we have put into place in the model, and one of them is asset financing, to be able to tally and be able to put it together. The next one is going out into what you call the financing processes, which we have already picked up with our bankers. So we'll be able to pick up. Our growth is expected to be in the region of 2 billion shillings, and is actually coming. Already we have raised 1.2 billion, awaiting the rights issue that is coming. So I think as far as the raising of money is concerned, there are different avenues that you can pick, and we are doing quite well. And as I said earlier, already I have the commitment of the government, close to 250 million is there for taking. In case I need all the rights issue, the Cabinet Secretary, Treasury already has committed is taking his. ICDC, which is another main one, they have said we are taking our rights. So what I'm saying is the success is coming. But if you say, is it 2 shillings or 5 shillings, any shortfall or excesses, we are able to cater for it, because our borrowing capacity is still positive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, maybe 1 or 2 questions, because as I mentioned. All right, getting to other diversification, we don't call them diversification. Actually, we have what you call our specialty partners. That is another way of promotion of entrepreneurship. I'm already a bank, an agent in all the banks that you would think about, and that is what we call uchumi financing services. If you come to Hot Kitchen, we started it. You can buy chapati in uchumi anytime you want, just for example. So that diversification we are talking about. We have Kenyan pharmacists who have pharmacies inside uchumi, and they're doing it. So that is the diversification that we are talking about. If you have anything else in particular that you probably would want to, so as not to take time, just let's meet after this, and I'll be able to give you another field. It may be useful. Yeah.
I think
Raised 1.2 billion shillings in the market, including asset financing.
How much are you looking at?
Now, the growth is for the next 7 years, so you can imagine. If you have money coming, I'll sell you the rights issue. It is quite big. It is not small, and it's growing. I have almost 14 supermarkets that are coming in through the rights issue and through the asset financing. Yeah. A mathematical number will not be correct.
good.
Thank you.
Very much.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem.
With the check?
Duta. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. There we are. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hata ile saa haya European Union waliandika barua to PS. It's very informative and educative. Lakini iko mbele hii. Nataka nipatie nafko.
But no, I did move out after it.
Oh, you stayed.
Yeah. For the
Product movement.
tulimalizia hapa.
Well, we sent to us a dividend check for the year 2013 mark, and present the check to the CS and the other things. So thank you.
Thank you.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank you for availing yourself to see us. We have been waiting and expecting to come, and we are very glad to be here. Before you, I have my MD on your left, Mr. Jadia Mwarania. I have one of the other directors on his left, Dr. Lumbi, and on is not with us. We also have our Corporations Affairs Manager at the far end, Nancy, and we have our Finance Manager, Jacqueline. Maybe she's still bringing the check. Oh, she's there. She's hidden. I wasn't seeing you, Jacqueline. Yes, that's our team. As we present you with a check, we also get to make you know that we are working. We are working very hard, and we are trying to take this corporation to greater heights. We are fulfilling, and what you expect us to do, we do, and that's making money for the shareholder. And you being our biggest shareholder, we are glad that we are able to come and give you and present you with this check for the year 2013. We would not present a check in 2013 if we did not make a profit. This means that we did make a good profit, and Bwana Cabinet Secretary, our check is there for you for 252 million shillings, Kenya shillings, not Ugandan shillings, Kenya shillings, and we are very happy today to give you that check. Oh, the chair. Oh, okay.
This is the highest I've received.
This is the highest you have received
Today.
Well, the others dividends as well. It's very good that it's the highest you have received, because you'll be also have made more money maybe than the others.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, as I had mentioned to other previous institutions, I want to thank again all of you for the good work. I think to register this profitability, first for making profit and making a decision to give Treasury a dividend of 252 million. So we thank you very much for that, and you yourself and your staff for the excellent job. We really thank you for that. So really not much to say about Kenya Re. We have been working closely, and we know that since you entered, since the IPO sometimes back, I think things have been running very well, and we believe that going forward with the mandate and your vision, we believe that we'll work together as National Treasury and Kenya Re to make sure that you succeed in all the plans that you have put in place. I think in terms of the insurance sector, we are also working very closely with the IRA to make the necessary reforms, including legislative amendments or introduction of new legislation to ensure that the industry is well regulated and to grow, to achieve higher penetration ratios than currently what we have. And Kenya Re, being the insurance of the last resort, I think it's very important that stability is very key for the success. And I think we'll make sure that we work closely to ensure that we work with you in the same growth to achieve our long-term plans of mobilizing domestic savings to finance the necessary investments that we need to achieve the growth that we have set ourselves to do. So really, I don't have much to say. Again, thank you so much for the good work. And I think I'll...
Thank you.
Thank you. Any question? Please?
Profitable. The profit for the year 2013 after tax was 3 billion shillings.
2013?
Yes.
2 billion?
3 billion. 3 billion.
You should have given me more than that. This financial year we are factoring the budget, and we believe Kenya Re is a contributor to that. I don't know how much, how you do this year, but obviously we expect dividend again next year.
I'll seek for estates.
I've been assured I'll get.
No, not from last
2013.
2013, it probably been about 8 billion there. Yeah. It does grow every year. The finance bill, or the finance act now that was signed recently, contains an introduction of the capital gain tax at a very moderate rate, at 5%. Actually is the lowest among the many that we have looked at. It ranges usually between 10, 15 to 20% in other countries. And we introduced this with a small token rate, and because we're still working on a bit of the designs on how we will fully implement, and we are working with KRA to see how to implement in a manner that does not affect the growth of the sectors that we have that are targeted. The way it is in the law is that it doesn't specify the sectors, and we will be designing in a way that all sectors will be affected, but in a manner that does not bring into derail the growth that we had achieved before. As I said, it is a very token rate, and it's on net gain. It's a net on a net basis, not on a gross. So we were working on how we'll be establishing the costs, and that way we should be able to implement it. So let me say it was important to have the legislation first, and then the implementation arrangements are being worked on together with the KRA. Yeah. Increasing going forward. Well, as I indicated, we started with the lowest rate. The review will depend on how the sectors perform going forward. As you know, the way we have been changing tax rates is informed by the need to share with the growth in sectors. And for now, we want to keep rates as stable as possible. As you see, we have not been adjusting our rates for a long time. What we have been doing is widening the tax base. VAT has remained at 16, corporation tax still remains at 30, and we believe we will maintain stability in this as we begin to implement it. And there is value of keeping stability because of certainty of business to plan with a particular rate. So we don't intend to change this soon, but tax rates are revised anytime when circumstances change. So we are in a dynamic world. There may be need to revise it either downwards or up, so not necessarily up. But it depends. Well, the transformative fund is a voluntary pay cut started by the cabinet, right actually from the president himself and the deputy president at a rate of 20%. The cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries has taken a 10% voluntary cut. And we have notified corporations to also participate in that initiative. And I have received quite a number of response from CEOs. I don't have the full picture now, but there have been a response since we indicated to them that following the actions by the president that I should also participate in this initiative. I will attempt to get a figure and get back to you. I haven't established what is in the balance in the central bank account, but this has been remitted since April, and Of course, others are still, others may have joined the board in different months. But I will check the balance, and probably at the end of this month I should announce how much have we raised so far. But they are. Well, I'm not aware of. I've not seen the letter. When did he write? I haven't. Maybe I'll check. Probably it was written to my principal secretary. But I haven't seen it. Yeah.
So you're not aware of that?
I'm not aware of that letter.
Are you aware of the illegal importation of edible oils in the country?
I'm not aware of that either. But I'll find out if there are some information regarding that. First, if we have received, letter may have come to the principal secretary, but also check with KRA if there that allegation, because what I have heard is about sugar and other things, but edible oil I've not heard about it.
Bonnie Oil has fired 200 people, and they intend to fire 300 more because they cannot get their products out. This other one, I forget, the Malshaz company, Bitcoin. They've completely shut down one processing line for illegal importation.
No, nobody has brought to my attention. I was even with Vimal Shah yesterday, and he didn't even whisper to me. So I don't know where the information is coming from. Yeah, but I'll check. I'll endeavor to check. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Finally, for me, there was also an announcement by the central bank.
My guy. Dinero. Será hasta que comunista, I wish apate tu timu. Na kulipia maora kisha na mtaani ya kuchukua live live haraka ndivyo siku 5 sasa ni poa. Hasta me cuenta zingine mimi naandika kama feature hapa, mnajamii ma story mnaandika, hata it makes sense. Yo crowd ime bana wa more or less in the PDC. Mode went up. Bitte? Ja? Gut denn? Twende zetu.